Hello there, good day. I hope you enjoy today. Today I make the video after I pass around 2 days. I don't make it, so I want everything under control right now. So I try to make this again, and then I want to share with you. And first of all, I want to show you what I am cooking today. What I am cooking just a few minutes before I make this video. It is what I cook is from tofu and also from eggs. It's only 2 eggs and 2 tofu. I mix it together and then with salt and onions and chili and then garlic, and that makes this simple meat for me. Well, as you as you see, that is kind of a terrible shape, but I'm assure you that the taste not that really bad, is pretty good actually. So I love to show you this my creation food, and is kind of wonderful. I try mix foods because I never make food seems like this before. I think I need more. I need flour, no flour from grains to make it in a better shape. But better shape. But I don't have any grains, any flavors at this moment, so I don't want to buy it because it costs money, and I want to limit my budget at the moment. Then I just try do everything that I have today. It's I make this around 10,000 rupiah, I guess. 4,000 for a tofu, and then 4,000 for eggs, and then probably we can say that to another 2,000 for gas, and then for oils, because I use a palm oil to make this food, and it needs a lot of palm oil, and it's not really healthy, I guess, but it's pretty important to make the taste feel better with use palm oil. And then also palm oils very cheap in here in Indonesia, and we use it every day. We use it very common here to use a palm oil than olive oil because the cost expensive, and then with in terms of environments or health is not that so really difference, I guess. Thus then I use what the traditional oil here in Indonesia. But in my hometown, my home village, I don't use palm oil so often. We use more traditional kind of oil. It's from coconut. So we produce this oil by our own self. So it's kind of home production, and more healthy because I believe that with the traditional way of making, we make it become less dangerous chemical in the process, so make it become more healthy than when it produced from factories. But of course, the factory have their safety legal. There are have law that from our government to make sure that what we consume every day, every product is safety for us. So it's also, I think, is very good to use whether it's a traditional or from producing product, but I prefer more traditional because I think it is my personal more conservative when I choose about a thing I want to consume. And then what I do today, I today have my first IELTS test. Probably you very know, you very familiar about IELTS test. It is kind of test that you take to going another country, mostly foreign English speaking country like British or Australia. and then you need probably speak English there. And if you want to study abroad, you practically need this take this test too. But there are not only IELTS for test, there are also TOEFL IBT and then ITP. ITP I took it before, and this not really disappointed as I took IELTS today. It's very confusing, I think, because it is my first time and I don't really know what kind of question I will save in the test, and very I'm hard about listening, and I of course I can understand what the people say from the speaker, but the problem is when I answer the sheets and I don't really know about how to answer the question properly, and they're kind of very confusing there because I don't have any experience for this test before, and I think I make a lot of mistake from my answer, and then many blank sheets too for the questions, and then I not the bottom line is I don't make a good grades, I guess, not have a good score in the IELTS test today, but hopefully I make it better for tomorrow for TOEFL ITP test, because I kind of more familiar with the test, and I hope that I make better than what I doing today. I want to eat a little bit piece of my food while typing, and I love to use it what call in English I don't know. The stick is like this, we call it sumpit here in Indonesia, because I use this a lot, because it's more convenient than uses spoons or fork, I guess. So I use this kind of Eastern Oriental lifestyle way of eating. It's very convenient and I'm very used to it at the moment. So it's very easy. Okay, I don't want to show I am eating food here, but I want to talk about another thing what happened for me these 2 days. So I don't make video about 20 minutes or so. It's because I have this exhausted feeling, which I don't know. I don't really know the reason why. It's just that feel that you don't have a good mood to do anything. You just want to lying in my bed. Especially these 2 days, I'm pretty more obsessed with a cartoon, anime, Hunter x Hunter, and I don't know that the Hunter x Hunter already released about last year after 4 year hiatus, and I'm pretty excited about it. But it turns out this creator still not in a good shape, so the anime, the manga, still uncontinued today for the next chapter, 401, and I kind of disappointed, but I can understand because of course the health of the creator of this manga more important, I guess. So I hope he will be better soon, and then we can enjoy the next story of Hunter x Hunter. Probably if you around my age, you very familiar with these cartoons because it's very popular, but not like Naruto or One Piece. Is still Naruto already ended and it's good story, and One Piece still continue today, but we can see it regularly, even though at that moment I don't follow the progress of the story, because there are so many things to do. But Hunter x Hunter kind of have a special place to me because the story very interesting, mostly the fights between non user. If you're very familiar with the story, and we talk about this talking about Hunter x Hunter about non user, and there are many kind of NAND user. There are manipulation, and then there are enchains, and then like another, like very different kind. I forget how many of them. I think it's like 5 or 6, I guess. There are also a specialist that can probably use all of these NAND types. So this kind of when people use the specialist power, they kind of very have a strong power, but it's not always all the case, because if you want to practice and it need long time, and that you need in a combat, and you have experience in combat to make your Nan's power become stronger than before. And not only about what type of Nan, where did I say that? I don't know whether I say it right, names, users, but I hope it is. I don't really know how to pronounce the word. And then I also buy orange a few days ago, and it's very cheap. It's around 10,000 per kilo. It's very cheap actually. For here, of course, in West Borneo, it's more cheaper because there a place that there's a place that the orange came from, especially in Indonesia. They are come from there in West Borneo or South Sumatra. So they export um, the the fruits from that two big islands into this Java, the crowded island. And then the things are here is usually more than 10,000 rupiah per kilo, but I find it very cheap, and I buy much of them, and I have still a few of them here. I think when we use when we consume orange, okay, I want to share you a story that the reason I bought a lot of these fruits, because a few days ago I have this I don't know what you say in English, a panas dalam, and I think because I'm feel too excited, and then I didn't eat much of fruits, then make me insufficiency of vitamin C, and then I want to eat that. I want to contain vitamin C products like orange, and then I buy it. But the problem is with the vitamin C, because vitamin C kind of that you want to consume regularly, so you can't store it into your body, because when you overconsume this vitamin C, it's just disappear with your urine. At least that is what I read from the article when I was younger. And then you want to consume this vitamin C regularly, so you don't um, feel insufficient of it. Then this is why I eat this fruits regularly, but I limit myself to eat like only 2 of them every day. But of course, sometimes I just can't help myself to eat many of them, because it's already here, and that's very hard to stop yourself to argue to eat something. It's why I don't love to store many food in my room, because it just wastes a lot of money for me, I think, because I want to limit my food take inside, and I want to praise my budget every month, because I don't make enough money for living today. And then this is why I want to limit use a product. So when I come to buy something, I just buy it in small amounts of the goods. And then what I want to to share about my article today. There's no, I don't think I read any article. I just read manga today for 2 days. I'm already read manga. It's kind of good feeling to read Hunter x Hunter, and I already told you story. I'm read about the last arc of the story. It's about what you said. It's about when they are in the whale ship, and it is I think succession arch in royal Kankin kingdom. So there are story about the king from this Kankin kingdom, who maintain tradition from the kingdom there. His children will fight each other to become a successor of him, to become the next king. So this 14th king, and there's 14 prince and princess, but they say it only prince because the between man and woman in the successor equal. So they use the term only prince, whether it's man or woman is more like natural genders. I think it's more easy if English use this kind of rule in their language, because like Indonesian or Chinese, we are very natural around the language. So when, of course, there are putri and putra, but I mean when calling someone like she and he, we don't use that she and he, but we use dia. This is very natural, so we don't have a gender when I call third person. It's more easy because when I speak Arabic or English, it's very confusing to use this one, because sometimes I'm just interchange which role they are in that very inconvenience and very ineffective when trying to the speaking and to learn that language, I guess so. But yeah, of course, because they are already used to it, it's very easy for native speaking, I guess. And then they fight each other, and some of them don't want to take this successor and just become want to withdraw from it. But some of them, much of them, very ambitious to become the next leader of the kingdom. And it's very great story, because you can find that story there are many types of this personality of the prince, because they are more relate to army, and then some of them kind of become more socialist, and then the others mafia criminal. And then I think is very interesting story. But the problem is, from the story, from my perspective, there are many characters, so I really confused to remember all the character. And different between One Piece and Hunter x Hunters, they are just like the same. Mostly they are just the same, the feature of face of this character, because of course the Hunter x Hunter want to become more realistic, I guess, when it comes to people appearance. It's different with One Piece, which very imaginative, and there's nothing bad or good at this term, but it's very different perspective from you are. If you want to something more imaginative, probably you like to characters from One Piece. But if you want more human looks, and then Hunter x Hunter is your choice. But the problem with this choice, because when it comes to many character, we are confused to discuss between one person to another. So I sometimes I can't remember who is this and what his power, because the power in the Hunter x Hunter very complicated, and there are kind of many rules in the power, and that makes it become interesting. And the story which I love from this chapter previews, of course, about that phantom troops is kind of very high range criminals in the Hunter x Hunter, and then they have very great power of non users from these people, and two of them died in this chapter, kind of unexpected, really, because they were killed by Ahsoka, which is the former member and have very strong power too. And this Sharnak and Tritopika, I forget the name, but they have very interesting power, but they died. Yeah, because they don't have kind of two big. First trip Tropica is kind of more manipulate to kind of create something from chef, and then don't really useful with come term to fights, and also it manipulates. The Shalnab is very great, but he don't have the equipment at that moment, because the boss Krollo used it when it fights Ahsoka before, and so he don't have this power at that moment, and he obviously not prepared for a fighting too, because um, the Ahsoka the Ahsoka fight these two in the separate place, and this very immediately, it very fast, and they don't realize it the attack from the Ahsoka. And then what I want to tell you again, I don't think I have many story today to share with you. What I noticed when make a video, that I feel more easy to talking. Not really I make it better with term to speaking the language, but I think I'm more casual when speaking is kind of good, I guess, because I'm more used to speak in front of camera, because at least a few day, 1 weeks before, I don't speak properly in front of camera, but today I make better progress, because I'm practicing, like, almost 30 minutes every day. It's very useful. It turns out that I can see that little bit different for me when it comes to speaking. And yesterday I have this examination in class Alpha, so I don't take the course there, the therapy program anymore, but I use the next program. It's use tenses for speaking. I think it's very great for me right now to learn this thing, even though I want to learn about writing, but the someone in the office said that they are not open for writing class, because there's no one submit the class except me, so just myself there alone. But I think my explanation not really great, but it's okay, because yeah, I told the story about music. It's about Phil O, Tom Paxton, and Big Dylan. You probably hear some of them, and even though you never hear, they are the musician. They're very popular in the 60s, and at that time, there are Americans and Vietnamese immersed in a very destructive war. So in this musician, mostly they are criticize the government of them, United States of American government to stop the war between American and Vietnam, and also probably they criticize because the result of war not really good for American side, because as we know from the history that in this war Vietnamese actually can beat that American. So I think it is why they are criticize the government to stop the war, because it's very destructive war in both sides, and then of course it costs a lot of money to start war, and it seems like what they gain is only, the army died in the fields of war and something like that. And then of course is what the problem with war is, they always a common people who sufferings, but the high-ranking government just don't feel the impact of war. This is I have sense when it come to war. So as a common person, of course, I against war. What kind of shape of it, all of it. So we hope that the future there's nothing war anymore, and even though it seems like our government want to start one, I hope that we as a people, as a mass, have enough courage to stop this from happening. And this is all I share with you today. And if I have something that feels offensive for you, and I'm very sorry about it, because as you know that I don't talk very well in the language, and then I hope you willing to accept it, and I want to say goodbye.